Folks, in my 20 years in the league, and I mean every single one, I've never seen anything like this. The NFL landscape is constantly shifting, but what's happening right now, behind the scenes, in whispers only a select few have heard, is unprecedented, bordering on the surreal. I've got sources, connections that go deep into league offices and team front desks. I've been around the block long enough to know when something isn't just another rumor, when it's a seismic shift. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, something massive is brewing involving one of the most impactful players of the last decade, and it's happening right now, as we speak. Trust me, what I'm about to reveal might blow your mind, but I can't do it all at once. You need to stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled, because by the end of this, you'll understand why this isn't just a rumor, why it's a game changer not just for the Eagles, but for the entire league. And for those truly in the know, I'll even share a secret that could blow open the entire NFL trade map. But first, let's set the stage. This isn't just about a player retiring, folks, it's about what his departure signals. Lavonte David, the legendary linebacker who's been a cornerstone of Tampa Bay for over a decade, suddenly stepping away shocked the entire NFL world. At 36, after 14 seasons, he announced his retirement in late March 2026. And no, he's not just hanging up his cleats for good. He's the kind of player who left a legacy so profound that the moment he declared his retirement, every team in the league sat up and took notice. Because his impact isn't measured just in stats, although those are staggering. 1,715 tackles, 42.5 sacks, 33 forced fumbles, 14 interceptions. No, David's true value lies in his leadership, his play recognition, and his ability to elevate the entire defense. But here's the kicker. Sources tell me that the Eagles, yes, the Philadelphia Eagles, are quietly circling. They're not just interested. They're preparing for a move so bold it would shake the league to its core. And guess what? That move involves Lavonte David himself, who, despite retiring, might not stay out of the game for long. That's right. The whispers are growing louder, and the plan they're quietly constructing is almost too incredible to believe. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't David retired? How does that fit? Well, I've seen it before. Players retire, but their stories aren't over, not by a long shot. The NFL is a ruthless business, and teams will do whatever it takes to maximize their rosters and seize opportunities. The Eagles, under GM Howie Roseman and coach Nick Sirianni, are legendary for their aggressive moves. Remember the trades for A.J. Brown and the blockbuster draft picks. They're not shy about pulling off the unthinkable. And what's unfolding right now is a plan that's been carefully crafted in secrecy, with multiple stakeholders involved, orchestrated to bring Lavonte David into the fold, not as a star of yesterday, but as a game-changing presence for the team's future. So, hold tight. Because what I'm about to break down is not just inside info. It's the kind of story that rewrites the entire NFL power balance. The Eagles, a franchise with a passionate fan base, a relentless roster, and a proven track record of bold moves, are on the verge of pulling off what insiders are calling the trade of the decade. But before I spill all the details, let's talk about need. Why would the Eagles go after a linebacker like Lavonte David? What's missing from their roster? And how could a player who's been retired for weeks be exactly what they need, and more? To understand that, we have to dig deep into the current state of Philadelphia's defense, their weaknesses, their vulnerabilities, and most importantly, what the analytics reveal. The Eagles this year in 2026 are built around a high-octane offense, led by Jalen Hurts and a ground game that's still dominant. But defensively, there's a nuanced challenge. Their linebacker core, though solid, lacks that elite veteran presence who can anchor the middle under pressure and elevate the entire defensive scheme. Yes, they have impressive pieces like Nakobe Dean, the young star, and a promising roster of rotational players. But when it comes to playoff grit, championship experience, and leadership, who steps up? Who's the difference maker on the field, the guy who can read offenses with the instinct of a veteran, hit hard, cover like a DB, and rally the troops when the chips are down? That's where Lavonte David comes into play, even now after his formal retirement. What makes David the perfect fit? You'd think at 36 he's past his prime, but the data paints a different picture. His advanced metrics from the last few seasons, and we're talking pro football focus grades, next-gen stats, and film study, show a linebacker still operating at an elite level. His burst, his tackling efficiency, his ability to cover tight ends or running backs out of the backfield remain near the top of the league. And don't forget that instinct, that football IQ, that's what elevates him above mere stats. Even in his final year, he was grading out in the 88th percentile for run defense, 91st for coverage, and his tackling efficiency was unmatched for a player his age. Why haven't we heard more? Simple, retirement. But behind closed doors, teams have been monitoring him. They know his value, not just on the field, but as a locker room leader, a mentor, a veteran with more playoff experience than most on the current Eagles roster. And according to insiders, the Eagles are planning a bold trade, possibly a mid-round pick, or even a conditional future pick that could escalate into a first-rounder down the line. Now, how could this move happen? Here's where it gets really interesting. The logistics of trading a recently retired player are complex. He's not under contract, so the Eagles would need to work out a signing bonus, incentives, or even a post-retirement agreement that allows him to step into the roster without any cap hit for Tampa Bay. Remember, David's last deal was a one-year veteran contract, which already expired, making him technically a free agent. That gives the Eagles leverage but also presents challenges. How to make this legal, how to get the deal approved by the league, and how to keep it under the cap. Sources say that Howie Roseman is a master at cap gymnastics. He's already orchestrated big moves this offseason, including re-signings, cap cuts, and creative restructuring. The plan is to use a combination of future picks, perhaps a player swap, or even a sign-and-trade approach that benefits both sides. For Tampa Bay, it's about freeing up cap space, a rebuild focused on youth, and perhaps a shot at a future draft pick package that aligns with their long-term vision. But what about David's fit on the field? Critics argue that at his age, he's a step slower. But the film tells a different story. His ability to diagnose plays pre-snap, make the correct sideline-to-sideline reads, and deliver punishing tackles remains intact. Watching his last year's film shows a linebacker still flying around the field, reading plays with the sharpness of a player half his age. His veteran presence can be a catalyst for the Eagles' defense to take that leap into true championship contention. And here's the real kicker. The media is starting to pick up whispers. League insiders are whispering of a surprise blockbuster, and some are even suggesting a done deal in the works. Imagine Lavonte David in Eagles green, roaming the middle, calling out coverages, rallying the troops, a true leader stepping into a pivotal role just when they need him most. Could it be that the Eagles are preparing for a title run with a legend at the heart of their defense? I'll tell you this. The pictures of David in Eagles gear, holding a team helmet during a secret visit, are not just speculation anymore. Now let's analyze the scheme fit. The Eagles' defensive coordinator, whether it's a new name or the familiar Jim Schwartz, focuses on aggressive, versatile front seven schemes that pressure quarterbacks, stop the run, and adapt on the fly. Lavonte David, with his skill set, fits perfectly with their bend but don't break philosophy. He thrives in zone coverage, can blitz effectively, and his leadership can unlock the full potential of their young linebackers. His presence would allow Nakobe Dean to play a more specialized role, while Lavonte handles the core middle duties and sets the tone for the entire defense. What are the potential risks? Age, injuries, adapting to a new scheme after retiring, sure, those are valid concerns. But the upside far outweighs the negatives. If he's even 85% of his former self, he's a game changer. And in the playoffs, that's all that matters. Worst case scenario. He gives you a year, a playoff run, and then transitions into a mentorship role for the next wave. Best case. He revitalizes the defense and helps push the Eagles toward their ultimate goal, another Super Bowl. And speaking of that, the impact extends beyond X's and O's. The locker room morale, the championship culture they're building in Philly, having a player like David, with his championship pedigree, leadership, and work ethic, could be the final piece of a puzzle that dates back to their Super Bowl LII triumph. Imagine the scene, a team roaring with confidence, fans electrified, and a coaching staff harnessing the veteran's experience to elevate everyone around him. This is not just a move, it's a statement. The Eagles are telling the league they're here to dominate, to rewrite the future, and to elevate their roster with a legend who refuses to fade quietly into retirement. It's a chess move so bold it echoes through the NFL corridors, sending shockwaves far beyond Philadelphia. And here's the bonus. I've learned there's even a secret plan to keep this under wraps until the very last moment, with a potential announcement date coinciding with the NFL's midsummer break or a major league event. The league knows what's coming. Tampa Bay's front office is quietly supportive. They see this as a chance to reset, to rebuild, and to gather future assets. And Lavont? He's reportedly open to one last shot at glory, eager to chase another ring. So what does all this mean for the Eagles? It means everything. It means a defense that can match up with the best, a locker room buzzing with leadership, and a franchise that refuses to settle for mediocrity. They are stacking the deck, making a statement that they intend to contend now and for years to come. And Lavont David, well, he might just be the finishing touch that turns their championship dreams into reality. Now, I know you want more. You want the truth behind the scenes, the secret negotiations that are happening right now. And let me tell you, this isn't just a rumor. It's a carefully crafted masterstroke, a calculated splash that's about to shake the league. So stay with me, because what's about to unfold will go down in NFL history. The Eagles, with a move no one saw coming, might be on the verge of rewriting the script, and Lavont David, the legend, might just be the guy to do it. Trust me, this story isn't over yet. And when it breaks, and it will, you'll want to be the first to know. Keep your eyes on Philadelphia because they're about to make history, and Lavont David could be the centerpiece of this epic saga.